part of this subject. We define operation management as a series of activities that should be done to transfer its inputs into outputs, and we discussed about the difference between goods and services. But as I told you, the goods and services are both of them are products. It means that product can be categorized into two parts: goods and services. Some of organizations are manufacturing and produce goods to operate market for final customer, and some organizations are services. They offer service to customers, such as restaurant, hospital, insurance, bank, and something like this. But there are some organizations that mixture of both of them. It means that they offer service and goods together, such as some automobile industry that produce automobile, and at the same time they offer insurance that is accounted for a service to final customers. Okay. In this part, slide number 17, but I'm sorry about I don't know why it has been missed. Of the content has become mess, but I'm sorry, this is for I think software problem. But no problem. Please let me talk about this. That's why we want to talk about importance of services in any country GDP. GDP is abbreviated for a word of gross domestic product. That is an economical official word. I think the most of you have heard about this definition. GDP, yes, gross domestic product. Gross domestic product refers to all of the revenue and income of the production and services in any country. Before I start, please let me ask you some favor. Please unmute your microphone to not disturb class, please. Please check your microphone and unmute it. Okay. Okay. Please unmute your mic, your microphone, please. Okay. And another request is about your questions. As you know, the number of students is much in class, and as you know, there are many students in class. And if you want, and if all of you want to ask questions, it takes a lot of time, and I can't answer you at the same time together. You know, sometimes 7 or 8 persons together ask questions in chat box. I'm confused about, and I don't know which one should be answered. And also, it takes a lot of time. And as you know, we have not enough time. Please let me lecture at first. Then I give you, for example, after mm, 3 slides. Okay, every 3 slides to 3 slides, I give some time. I give you time to ask your question, and you can raise your hand to the button, sign of hand. Okay, and ask your question. I think it's better because in chat box the last week the chat box is at the same time the 7 or 8 students together ask questions privately. And I didn't know how I should, how I can answer to all of them. So it makes me confused. So I want to ask you at first, let me lecture, and then I give you time to ask your question through raising your hand by the button. Okay? Okay. GDP is gross domestic product. That is an economical word in every country, and it shows that how a country is going well. The economy of a country is going well. As you see, the red bar, the yellow bar is the services, and the blue bar is manufacturing. In all of the country, as you see, in all of the country, the services has contributed to GDP more than manufacturing. Please unmute your microphone. It shows that the services is much more important than manufacturing because it has contributed to GDP more than manufacturing company. It shows that in any country, the number of service company is operating, and including revenue for country is better and more than manufacturing company. So this is the reason that services are more important. In this slide, the services and goods are compared together. The attributes of goods have been brought on on left column, and the attributes of services have been mentioned in this slide on right side. As you see, in the attributes of goods, you can see that the goods can be resold, the goods can be inventoried, some aspects of quality measurable, selling is distinct from production, product is transportable, site of facility important for cost, often easy to automate, revenue generated primarily from tangible products. Okay? And the attributes of services are reselling unusual, difficult to inventory because they are intangible, quality difficult to measure. Selling is part of service, provider, not product, is often transportable. Provider is transportable. Site of facility important for customer contact, often difficult to automate. revenue generated primarily from intangible services. Okay, it's clear, and as you can see, these attributes refer to tangible or intangible. It means that because the goods are tangible, some of attributes are different from services. For example, they can be resold, they can be inventory. It means that you can keep them in a store and then resell them because they are tangible. But this is not true for services. The product is transportable. It means that it can be transported by lorry or ship or airplane from one side to other side. But in terms of service, the provider of service is transportable, like a person, like a doctor, like a lawyer, like a teacher, for example. Okay? So this slide is a comparison between attributes of goods and services. That is very clear and it's unknown to all of you. Okay. Manufacturing and service employment. As you see, the vertical axis shows the employment in millions percent, and the horizontal axis shows the year, 1950 from 1950 until 2010. As you can observe, the number of persons have been employed in service organization is by far more than the number of persons have been employed in manufacturing organizations. So it shows that the service companies are playing important role in economy of a country. Okay. And when times go, this employment for service is increasing every year, as you see. It's considerably increasing. And it shows that the service companies are becoming important and more important. New trends in operation management or OM. Okay. In recent years, many researchers in operation management have made their best effort to establish strategies to increase productivity, to increase profitability. So, on the other hand, the operation management is becoming complicated because it's developing outside the country, and the many organizations are thinking about develop their business to the outside of country. It means that they want to go abroad and establish their new facility in a place in a country except their hometown. Okay, managing this developing business It's not easy. So operation managers have to think and establish new strategies to can monitor and control these developments. One of the phenomena that all of you have heard about that is globalization. I think that all of you have heard about these concepts, globalization. If anybody has information about globalization and wants to talk about that, he or she can speak now. Please let me know who wants to speak about the concept of globalization. Anybody wants to talk about concept of globalization? Please let me know to pass the microphone to him. Okay. As I told you, one of the new concepts has emerged in recent years is globalization. It means that all of the countries have decided to remove borders and let all of the products and services go across the borders around the world without any problem, without any tax, without any tariffs. These new rules can help to organizations to improve their profit, and it can help to decrease the unemployment, and also it can help to improve competition among organizations in a market, especially global market. Also, through the globalization, the many organizations should improve the quality because they know if they don't consider the quality, they will defeat in this market. They will fail in market because they should compete with huge companies around the world. Okay, so because of the globalization and because of the developing business across the borders around the world, the new trends in operation management have emerged. As you see, one of them is the global focus, just-in-time performance. Just-in-time is one of the strategies that huge companies establish to purchase raw material on time and produce products on time and deliver them on time to customers. Just-in-time means on time. Everything should be on time. Every activity, every operation. We talk about the just-in-time strategy in next sessions. Supply chain partnering. Supply chain partnering means when you want to develop your business outside the country, you should choose the best partners. You should choose the best suppliers. For example, the main company has been located in Afghanistan, okay? But your company makes decisions to purchase raw materials from Germany, from Japan, from India. Each material, for example, is to be purchased from 5 or 6 countries. you should pay attention to choose the best supplier. At first, you should consider the quality of raw materials. You should consider the reputation of the supplier. You should consider the transportation cost. All of them. If you select the best suppliers and work together, you can make the best supply chain partnering together. That is very, very important. Rapid product development. Mr. Rahimi, yes, please speak.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Rahimi, please speak. How are you?
Hello? Sir,
hello, Mr. Rahimi.
I raised my hand and you just answered me. You asked about what is globalization, and I raised my hand. If you are interested somehow, can you hear me? Okay, you asked what is globalization.
Very good.
I just raised my hand to explain somehow what is globalization. Can I? Yeah, we can say in a very simple or easy word that it's an interaction or integration among the people, companies. We can also say among the government from different nations. It's a drive-in process, or we can also say international trade and investment or information technology. Globalization, in a simple word, if we can say that it has lots of effect on the environment, on the every nation culture, in the political system of the government, and also in the economics. And a good example of globalization can be a Coca-Cola. You can see the Coca-Cola, the company is in the United States, and nowadays it is everywhere available in the world. That is called globalization. And globalization is something that even if government want to stop them, they cannot do that, because it's like kind of wind coming and influencing among the nation, among the government. It influences the culture, in the environment. It changes everything rapidly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Rahimi. Yes, very good. As Mr. Rahimi told, advancing in technology of information technology also has caused the new trends in operation management emerging. Okay, because information technology such as internet, such as satellite and something like this can transfer the data and information very quickly from one supplier to other supplier, and they can receive this data and make better decisions. Yes. Rapid product development. Rapid product development can be seen in this era, in current era, because as you know, the technology has advanced. Technology in everything, technology in electronic industry, technology in computer, and technology in heavy machinery. And this technology is advancing day to day. And the company are upgrading their technology in software and everything. Because the competition is very hard, because the competition is very hard, so all of the organizations have to upgrade their technology and their equipment to not fail in the current market. So they have to invest on R&D department. R&D department means research and development. As you know, in huge companies such as automobile, such as airplane and aircraft industry, there is a separate department as namely research and development. The talented engineers have been employed in this department to design and develop new technologies to offer in market and can compete together. Mr. Hadia, please check your computer at first. And I want to give you a suggestion. Look out now, okay? Look out now and then log into class. Sometimes it can solve your problem. Okay. As one of your friends has mentioned in a chat box, Mr. Mahfouz, okay? It has mentioned that the globalization is the process of international integration, arising from interchange of worldviews, products, ideas, and other aspects of culture. Yes, it is also a good definition for and a good description for globalization. Please unmute your microphone. You can read this text from Mr. Mahfouz in chat box, okay? Mass customization. What's the meaning of mass customization? Anybody know? If anybody knows, please write hand to pass microphone to him or her to speak. What's the meaning of mass customization? What's the meaning of customization? Anybody knows what's the meaning? Ignore the word of mass. What's the meaning of the customization? Okay, very good. Customization is flexibility on production. It means that the company produce products based on customers' needs or based on customers' favorite or desired production. For example, when you go to a showroom to purchase automobile, okay, the customization means that the automobile industry or automobile company, manufacturing company, produce a variety of automobiles, different colors, different options, and different configuration. It means customization. It means that a wide range of products have been produced for different tastes or different customers. Okay. The mass customization is the producing or customize the product in large quantity. It means that the company produces this variety of products in large quantity to offer more customers, to attract more customers. In globalization era, because you want to sell your product to other countries have different tastes. The other countries have different requirements. So your company, if your company is going to compete with other companies around the world to gain, for example, the third country market, the other country market, they should produce products based on the target customers. And they have no choice. They should study on customer behavior in that country and then produce based on their needs, their taste. So you can compete to other organizations, to other companies easily, and you can gain the target of the market target in that country. Okay, empowered employees. Oh, it's very important. If your company is going to produce high quality products, yes, very good. It has no choice to employ empowered employees, the talented employees, because employing talented people can increase productivity, can increase profit for company because they are talented. They have good skills and they are innovative to offer new products, to design new technology. It can make your company pioneer in comparison to other competitors. So, employing empowered employees is very, very important, especially in this era, in this time. Environmentally sensitive production. Oh, environment is now very, very important. Green. We know it green technology. We call it green technology. So if you want to produce product, you should consider environment issues. You don't produce the products that stay in environment for a long time and cannot be reused or cannot be recycled. You should avoid this kind of product. You should design the products that can be recycled, can be reused again, to not stay for a long time in environment, to cause air pollution, to cause soil pollution, for other, for example, for human, for animals, for water, and something like this. And the last one is ethics. Ethics is also very, very important. You should when you want to produce product, you should consider ethics. For example, my country and your countries are Islamic countries. Okay, if a company is going to produce fruit juice, they should avoid producing alcoholic fruit juice. They should consider ethics. Because they know that they are producing in Islamic country and they should respect to people's belief, respect to people's religion. Another example is producing sound products to not harm to humans. For example, if you are going to produce toys for baby toys for children, you don't use the materials that are harmful. You don't use the chemical color that can be harm the babies, the children, for your benefit. Okay, this is ethics that we will discuss together in detail. Okay, very good. If anybody wants to talk, please let me know. If anybody wants to share their information and wants to share their knowledge about the items that have been mentioned until now, please let me know. More about ethics. Okay, ethics means the moral, moral behavior. Ethics means moral behavior. It means that if you want to produce one of your friends has asked tell more about ethics. Okay, as I told you, ethics means moral behavior. For example, you are going to run a business, a new business. You want to produce toys. Okay, toys for example, for children, for babies. As you know, unfortunately, some countries, such as China, because they want to reduce the cost, they use the harmful raw material for producing toys. The children don't understand. They touch their toys, and on the other hand, sometimes they put the toys in their mouth. If the materials have been used for toys with chemicals that is harmful, it can harm the baby. And sometimes it can lead to death, sorry. This is ethics. You shouldn't use the materials to reduce your cost and increase your profit, but don't consider their dangers. Yes, as one of your friends tells, the ethic means the set of moral principles. So the companies should use tact. You should use ethics to produce products to not harm to humans. Because unfortunately, some of organizations want to reduce their cost. They use very dangerous chemicals, very dangerous raw materials, and they don't consider the human life. And oh, it's not important. We want to reduce the cost, and we want to increase. Unfortunately, one of our relatives died 2 weeks ago. This is the real story. This is a real story. One of my relatives died 2 weeks ago. He was very smart and he exercised every day. He went to bodybuilding. He went to bodybuilding. Oh, thank you. He went to bodybuilding, but unfortunately he used a food for bodybuilding. But unfortunately the food was fake. It was made in China. It was not a genius or real food for bodybuilding. But unfortunately it leads to his death. Yes, this is ethics. Unfortunately, that company didn't consider the ethics for product. Yes. Another example for ethics is copyright, for example. For example, one company produced a software in the United States, but some countries, such as Iran, break the serial key of software and start to copy it. It's not ethic. It's not ethical. This production is not ethical. Yes, because that company, the mother company that has produced, has made effort day and night to produce the software. And the patent of this production is in hand of that company. We are not right to break the serial keys and start to copy that much cheaper than original price. Also, this is another issue for ethics. Okay, all of these refer to ethics. Okay, is it okay until now? Okay, very good. Please let me continue. Oh, productivity challenge. What's the meaning of productivity? How we should define the concept or word of productivity? Productivity is very important for operations management, and this is one of the important duty for any operation managers in company to increase productivity. What's the meaning of the productivity? Productivity is a management concept. It's a managerial concept that is defined as the ratio of outputs, goods and services divided by the inputs, resources such as labor and capital. Yes, very good. It's called productivity. Okay? Productivity shows, yes, productivity shows how a company is going well, how a company is operating well. When you want to compete yourself with other competitors, you can see the number of productivity. You should calculate productivity and then compete it to other productivity in competitors. If your productivity is higher, you can tell your company is operating better. Your performance is better than competitors. How should we? How can we calculate their productivity? The objective is to improve productivity. Please look at the slide. The blue line has been written. The objective is to improve productivity. So, the many operation managers is struggling to improve their productivity. Important note. Important note. Production is a measure of output only and not a measure of efficiency. Okay, production is a measure of output only and not a measure of efficiency. So, in productivity, efficiency is not calculated. Only the number of output is calculated. Please let me give an example. Okay, inputs include labor capital management. Enter the company. In company, the process started. The U.S. economic system transforms inputs to outputs at about an annual 2.5% increase in productivity per year. The productivity increase is the result of a mix of capital, labor, and management. And then, after process, the outputs are produced by company and offered to market. So, outputs are goods and services. And also, we have feedback loop through input to calculate how inputs have affected on outputs. Okay, how inputs have affected on outputs. This affection is calculated by productivity formula. Now we want to check the productivity formula. Please let me. The technology and material, please let me discuss about it at the next slide. Okay, Mr. Dormati. Mr. Dormati mentioned a nice point. Input, technology, and material also, input also includes technology and material. But in productivity, we don't consider that this. It is one of the, this formula or one of the definition problem of productivity that I tell you, okay? For example, in one company, a team of 10 analysts. This example is for a Starbucks. Do you know a Starbucks? Have you heard about the Starbucks? Starbucks is the name of service company. It's very, very famous for productivity. You haven't heard? Okay. Starbucks is one of the famous coffee shops in the world. It has more than 7,000 branches around the world. More than 7,000 branches. Originally, the company is for United States. And the owner of the company is a Jewish man. No, it's for United States. But the owner of the company is from Israel, I have here. That who lives in United States. In Starbucks, a team of 10 analysts continually look for ways to save time. Continually. Some improvements have been listed as below. Please look at them very carefully because it can also be useful for you. Stop requiring signatures. When they stop requiring signatures, it leads to save 8 seconds per transaction in business. Change the size of the ice scope. When they change the size of the ice scope, they succeeded to save 14 seconds per drink. And when they use the new espresso machine, they succeeded to save 12 seconds per shot. Just see in huge company in United States how operation managers act. Very nice, very, very nice. They consider very detailed. This is the reason that they are very successful in business because they pay attention to points that most of the managers in the world, in the developing or undeveloped country, don't consider that. This is the reason, or this is the difference between good management and weak management. They have established these strategies and they succeeded to increase the cost, decrease the cost, increase the time, and As a result, they expected to increase the productivity through these actions. Okay? Productivity formula. Productivity is calculated, as I told you, the units produced divided by input used. Its measure of process improvement, or productivity means the measure of process improvement. On the other hand, it represents output relative to input. It represents the output relative to input. Also, it only through productivity increases can our standard of living improve. So, if we improve productivity, we can improve the standard of living because we can decrease the cost, we can increase our ability for production, and so we can be successful in our job. Okay, productivity. For example, we have several productivity: labor productivity, capital productivity, and multi-factor productivity. If you calculate only labor productivity, it's called single factor productivity, as you see in the yellow box. One resource input, only if you consider one resource input, such as labor or capital, one of them. It's called single factor productivity. Okay. Imagine in a company, 1,000 units have been produced by 250 hours labor work. We want to calculate productivity for labor productivity. It's enough we divide the 1,000 by 250. It means that produce 4 units per labor hour. It means that per labor hour 4 units have been produced by company. If you compare this to your competitor, you mean that the labor productivity for your competitor is, for example, 6 or 5. It shows that they are operating better than you. But what is the reason? Probably the units you are producing is more than you. For example, if you have produced the 1,000 units per 250 hours, they have succeeded to produce 1,000 units per 200 hours. It shows that they are operating better than you. So this is labor productivity. On the other hand, also you can calculate the capital productivity. Capital means machinery. For example, if you have produced 10,000 units by 7 machines, you can divide these two numbers to calculate how many products has been produced per each machine, or each machine has produced how many products. It means the capital productivity. Okay? Very, very easy. Anybody has question about that? Or it's clear? It's clear, everybody? Okay. If anybody has question, don't hesitate. Ask. I will tell you. About service, I will tell you. This productivity is yes. It means that the laborers are able to produce 4 units per hour. Yes. About the measure, about the service, we will talk to you. Okay. Don't be at rush. Okay. Very good. Now we want to talk about multi-factor productivity. This is the general productivity that is considers all of the materials, all of items, labor, material, energy, capital, and Michael. Mr. Mahmoud, do you have question? Okay. Okay. But there is a problem in this formula. Anybody know? In general formula for productivity, there is a problem. I want to know, anybody knows about that? If anybody knows the problem, Mr. Mahmoud, do you want to explain the formula? Okay. Mr. Mahmoud, if you want to, you can explain. No, no, no. No, no, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Anybody knows there is a problem in this formula? Please, please unmute your microphone. Please unmute your microphone. It's third class. I can understand. Sorry. Okay. And miscellaneous means other items. Another item. Everything can be. Excuse me, please unmute your microphone. Okay. Yes. Means additional. Miscellaneous means additional or extra items. Another item. Everything. Okay. If you pay attention to excuse me, I can't hear. Now, if you look at the input, excuse me, please unmute your microphone. I can't speak. Okay. If you look, if you pay attention to the input, the button on the button, labor, material, energy, capital, and maintenance. We cannot add it together, okay? Because they are measured in different ways. For example, labor is hour, the material is cost, is dollar, energy means kilowatt, capital is the number of capital, and another thing. How we can add together? Because they have not different scales, they have not different, and they are not standard to add together. For solving this problem, as you see, output and input are often expressed in dollars. No, not well. Please look at the slide. Please look at the slide. The Please unmute. Okay. If you see, no, unfortunately, I can't. I tried sometimes, but I couldn't. Outputs and inputs are often expressed in dollars, as you see. Okay, so for solving this problem, all of the labor, material, energy, capital in multi-factor productivity should be expressed in dollars. Okay. So, let me repeat again. For solving this problem, outputs and inputs are often expressed in dollars. For multi-factor productivity. Measurement problems. What are the problems for measuring this productivity? For calculating this productivity. Sorry. At first, in calculating productivity, unfortunately, the quality is not be considered. The quality is not be considered. We just calculate the number of units has been produced and the number of labor, the number of machinery, or the number of labor hours, sorry, the number of machinery and something like that. Mr. Rahimi, I shouldn't mute my microphone because if I mute my microphone, I can't speak. Okay, no problem. It's okay. You confuse me with somebody else. Okay, no problem. Okay, don't worry, no problem. I hope to not happen again, this problem. Now it has been solved. It has been solved now. Sorry. I should tell this semester I'm very, very happy because all of you are very hardworking. You know, all of you are very hardworking and all of you listen the class very carefully. It's very good. It's my honor to join this class and I'm at your service. It's my honor. It's very good. Thank you so much for everything and I wish the best for you in your job, business, and your life for all of you. Okay. Uh, so the first problem of the productivity, no, it's okay, it's okay. Uh, the first problem of the productivity is quality. Unfortunately, we don't consider quality for calculating the productivity. For example, maybe your competitor has higher productivity than you. For example, you have calculated your productivity is the result is 4. Your competitor result is 6. It shows that your competitor is operating better than you, but we shouldn't consider the quality. Maybe your quality of your project is much better than your competitor, you know. But unfortunately, in productivity, the quality is not be considered. External elements also, it may there are some external elements can either increase or decrease in productivity. For example, the economical condition in any country. For example, we have a problem for sanction in company, okay, in our country. The sanction can affect on productivity. Earlier, we operated very good, but now we cannot operate very well because of the sanction. But unfortunately, in productivity, the uh, economical issues such as the recession, such as the or some political issues that can affect to productivity has not been considered in this formula. And precise units of measure may be lacking. And also, the unit of measures, for example, when you want to calculate a weight, you have a scale. You have a scale and you can give a kilogram or gram to your weight when you want to calculate weight. You want to calculate the height or width, you can use the meter and use the centimeter or meter for the calculating the height or the width of the, for example, table or something like this. But unfortunately, in productivity, we cannot give a unit of measure to this formula. And also, this is another problem. Only the output divided by input give you a number. And there is no unit of measure for this. Productivity variables. Okay. We want to we want to examine all of the inputs that can be calculated into productivity, and the inputs can considerably okay. One of your friends has asked about the example for external elements. As I told, as I told you, external elements can be economical condition. You know, for example, sometimes the governmental rules, or economical condition, political condition, uh, such as the sanction and yes, policy, politics, and something like, and it can affect on productivity. This is not your hand. This is not. This is out of your control. Okay, but it affects your productivity, and you don't want this. Environment is very good. Yes, sometimes environment such as disasters, such as the flood, such as the hurricane and earthquake, and something like this can decrease your productivity. Your productivity has been very good, but now because of this external element, your productivity has decreased very, very much. Yes, very good. And other example can be external threats and opportunities. So all of them can affect the productivity. It's not stable. It's not constant. It can change because of these external elements. And the precise unit means the accurate unit. Accurate unit of measure. The unit of measure that can be used sometimes is not accurate because we have not a tool to measure this. Yes, we have not a measure. We have not a tool. For example, when you want to calculate the weight, when you go to the shop and you want to purchase orange, apple, okay, the keep shopper can use the scale 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, and give you an standard and accurate unit. But in here we have not the tools to calculate or measure the unit. Okay, oh, that's right. Okay, very good. We want to examine which part or which element is playing more important role on productivity among these three important factors. As I told you, and as we saw in the prior slide, three factors were more important: labor, capital management, as input. Okay, we want to know which one is more important and which one can affect on productivity more than others. The labor. The labor contributes about 10% of annual increase. It means that if you uh, for example, if you employ a higher skill employee, higher skill labor, the talented labor, you can increase 10% of annual 10% increase in your productivity every year, annual. If you change the capital, if you invest on capital, you can increase 38% of annual increase in your productivity. This number has been calculated according to experience. And the management. The management is more important, as you see. It contributed about 52% of the annual increase in productivity. Okay, so the management is playing an important role if the company wants to increase productivity. Yes, very good. Okay, at first, management, capitalism is second, and the last one is labor. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever paid attention to these items in your company? Labor, capital management. Anybody wants to know? Wants to speak? Sorry. I want to know your experience or your information about it in your company. Are you have you any experience in your company about the labor capital management? For example, have you changed them and then calculate the productivity to see whether it has increased or decreased? Are you available? I think nobody is not at desk, at his or her desk, because some of the students privately wrote or didn't write. Okay. So, it can be a good knowledge, and it can useful for you to know about that. If you want to increase productivity, you should at first consider the management, then capital, and the last one, the labor. Okay, no problem. But you are learning this material to use in the future, and I hope all of you will be a great operation manager for your company in near future. Ah. One of your friends has asked if we change labor with machines, what happens? It depends on your company. Okay, it depends on your business, your company, and your production. Sometimes, if you replace machine with labor, it can benefit you. It can benefit your company because the machine do better. Machine do more quickly than your labor. And it can increase productivity. But sometimes it can be costly. It can increase the cost for company to replace machine with labor. They avoid it. They don't do this because they don't like to increase the cost. Another problem is many of labor will lose the job. Of course, if you purchase a new technology, you have to employ some technicians, some employees to control the machines. It's not so that when you purchase the new machines, then you lay off their laborers and tell we don't need you because we are using the new technology or new machinery. No, it's not. Any machine needs two operator or labor to monitor it, to monitor the process of the production and something like this. Okay, but there are some items. Okay, there are some key variables for improved labor productivity. If you want to improve labor productivity based on labor, okay, you can consider these items. And so all of you can see the slide. Excuse me, all of you can see a slide. Okay. Please check your computer. I think it's your problem. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that because all of the students can see. Okay, please check your slide because I don't like to I don't like in class we have such a problems. It suffers me. It suffers me. Some students can hear, some students can see a slide. It suffers me very much, but I can do anything. I'm so sorry. Please check your computer and you can log out and then log in. Okay. So there are some key variables for improving labor productivity. Basic education appropriate for the labor force. Okay. Basic education is very important. So when you want to employ labor, you should consider their education. Diet of the labor force. Social overhead that make labor available. Maintaining and enhancing skills in the midst of the rapidly, yes, diet of the labor force, and now I explain you. Um, no, diet here means the council. You know what is council? Diet of labor. In some countries, such as the advanced country, there is a diet, there is a legislative assembly, parliament, congress, parliament, congress, to protect the labor's right. Do you understand? When there is a council, when there is a congress for, yes, labor union, very good, labor union. When there is a labor union to protect the labor, it can, yes, very good. It can protect the labor and it can give them more skills to labor and make them ready for job, for getting job, and then protect them, protect them. Social overhead that makes labor available. For example, in some countries such as China and India, there are social overhead because the number of the young people, the generation youth is very much. The number of the younger people is very much, and they have their social overhead. It leads to being labor available. When you have a young generation in your country, it makes sure, yes, it depends on the population of countries, such as India, such as China, because the population is very high, so they have social overhead, and also they have the new, and they have very young people, when the number of the young people is very much, you can find the better and talented people among them to employ them. That's very right. Okay, when the number of the labor is very high, so it can help you to find the talented people among them and employ them. Maintaining and enhancing skills in the midst of rapidly changing technology and knowledge. Oh, it's very important. And sometimes the company arrange to set up some classes to increase the knowledge skills for labor. It can help to increase labor skill and can also increase the productivity. When the labor is been familiarized with new technology, with new information, Training, yes, training. Maintaining and enhancing it means training. They can do their job better, and through this they can increase the productivity for company. Okay, so these items, social overhead is the high population, very high population. For example, in China, in India, we have the social overhead. Yes, it's very important. The company invest on training for employees. For example, if the employees are not familiarized with internet, they are not familiarized with new software or new machines, the company should hold some classes to learn them this new technology. Okay, very good. Investment and productivity. Percentage in productivity and percentage investment. If you give more investment on training, more investment on new technology, more investment on new machinery can increase productivity. It's very, very clear. One of your friends told social overhead brings down the labor cost and companies have to building their personal capacity. Yes, it's very good. For example, in China and in India, the labor cost is very, very low. And this is the reason that the many companies, many United States, many American companies and European countries intend to take the facility to these countries. China, India, and also some southeastern of countries, some southeastern of Asia, such as Malaysia, Thailand, because the labor cost is very, very low, and they can pay salary to them very, very low. It can decrease the cost for whole company, and this is the reason that motivate the European and American company to take their facility to these countries to decrease the whole cost. Okay, as I told you, as your friend told, very good. Okay, now service productivity. Please let me talk a little about the service productivity. As you know, the service productivity very depends on labor. So labor are playing very important role in service productivity. For example, in the educational system, in education, in restaurant, in a hospital, the knowledge of the labor and the being quick, the accurate, and something like this can help to increase the productivity in the service. On the other hand, the frequency focus on unique individual attributes or desires. It means that it means that in a service company such as a restaurant, the people, the customers or people have different tastes, okay, have different desires or have different attributes. So a range of the service should be very high if you want to make all of the customers satisfied. The satisfying the customer means the productivity has increased in your service company. So they should focus on the customers' attributes and desires and try to fill up or fulfill these desires or these attributes. On the other hand, in some jobs, in service companies such as the doctor, such as hospital, it definitely depends on the professional and depends on the people's knowledge and skills. For example, if a doctor do very well in a hospital, he or she can attract the more customers because it is an intellectual task for this doctor. For example, it has a unique knowledge that other doctor or other colleagues don't have this knowledge. This unique knowledge can distinguish this doctor from others and can lead this doctor to a successful way. Often difficult to mechanize. And often difficult to evaluate for quality. Yes, for example, sorry. When you want to evaluate or calculate the quality, it's not very easy in service company. But there are some items that can be used for evaluating quality. For example, when you go to restaurant, the taste of food, the accuracy of labor, and the time. And the time can be items that can be used for evaluating quality. When you receive the food very in the short time, when you receive when you receive a warm meal or warm food, and if you receive right food that you have made order, it shows that the restaurant is doing well, and it shows that the productivity in these parts is high for this restaurant. Okay. So this is the reason that the service productivity. This is the items that should be considered in service productivity. The all of this slide wants to tell you that in service productivity, the knowledge of labor is very, very important because it's unique. The machinery and the capital don't play an important role there in the service company. Everything is based on labor and person, individuals. Ethics and social responsibility, as we talked a little about that, but now we want to talk in detail. Challenges facing operations managers in relation to ethical and social responsibility. Developing and producing safe and high-quality products, maintaining a clean environment, providing a safe workplace for labor, and honoring community commitments. For example, labor union. The company should have commitments to some union some non-governmental, yes, non-governmental organizations to avoid their products, unethical products. So they are the challenges facing operation managers in relation to ethics and social responsibility. All of these items meet ethics, moral behavior, developing and producing safe quality products, maintaining a clean environment, providing a safe workplace, and honoring community commitments. Community means, for example, labor community, children community, and something like this. Okay. I think it's enough tonight. I think all of you have been tired, and okay, very good. I think it's enough for tonight. I think it's enough for tonight, and it makes you more tired, and all of you have come back from work and are tired now. I think it's better to stop continuing. Ethics means moral behavior. Ethics means moral behavior. Akhlaq. We call it akhlaq in Farsi. Okay. Okay, very good. If you agree with me, we can stop class now. Okay. I gave you example. Okay, I gave you example. For example, I told you some companies in China produce harmful toys with chemical product, with chemical material for children. It can harm the children. Okay, because they want to reduce the cost and increase their profit, don't consider the human rights. They produce the harmful product for children. It's not ethical. When you want to produce the product, you should consider the ethics. Okay, it's very good. If you agree to me, we can stop class now, and you can go and rest with your nice family, and we start the chapter 2 next week. I hope this content is very useful for you and you are using the class very well. And I try my best to have a good class for you. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Have a nice time with your family. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Send to me email. I'm at your service. Okay? Thank you.